StraightallDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. What is that? That's the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of wait for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to clarify your business model. And I'll get into exactly what that means in a second. But before we do that, let me remind you all that I send out a daily motivation text message for free to everyone who's in my text community. If you're not in it yet, just text me at this number. My number is 305-384-6894. It's listed down below as well. So every day when I send out that motivation text, guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point, you will get it. Number two, your next step in working with me directly is going into Work on Your Game University. That's where you get access to my coaching program. So we get access to 37 courses, over 3,000 training lessons inside of the university, and you get 2 physical mailings sent out every single month straight to your physical doorstep. That is all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. So if you are not already in, get yourself in, go into that link again, workonyourgameuniversity.com. Now let's get into the topic here today, clarifying your business model. Understand that your business model is more than what you do. So you go to a networking event and somebody asks you, what do you do? And you say, I'm a trainer, or I'm a coach, or I sell scented candles. That is not your business model. That's just the thing that you do. And it's more than what you sell, and it's even more than who you serve. Your business model is a general framework of how you serve the greater good and what drives your business. So for example, Apple's business model is getting you into their ecosystem and then selling you updated versions of basically the exact same products, like the phone, the tablet, and the computer. That's their business model. That's how their business works in a nutshell. That may sound bad to some people, but it's actually genius because they're not constantly coming up with just new creations out of nowhere. They're just coming up with new versions of the exact same thing. Amazon's business model, on the other hand, is to get you into Amazon Prime. All right, that's their business model. They want to get you into Amazon Prime. Yes, they get you to buy stuff from their website. And every time you buy something from Amazon, Amazon gets a cut of the transaction, and the person who created the product, which is often not Amazon, they get a cut of the transaction. Amazon also makes some of their own products, but their biggest thing is to get you on the Amazon Prime, because they know when someone gets into Amazon Prime, they're more likely to make even more purchases through Amazon because they have Amazon Prime. So they just want to get you deeper and deeper into their universe. Here, part of our business model is getting you into Work on Your Game University. We want to move you into the university. That's where you get access to the coaching, where you get access to the courses. And if you get there, then you're going to spend more time in everything that we have going on. So that's what business model is about. So let's get into exactly how you clarify yours. Point number one. Today's topic, once again, is how to clarify your business model. Number one, who do you help and how do you help them? All right, this is not the whole thing. This is part of it. Who do you help? How do you help them? So you answer this question by asking yourself a follow-up question. Who is your target ideal client? Of all the people that you can help, I know there's 17 different types of people that you could help in your business. Who is your target ideal person? So if you had to take all the people you've ever helped, or all the people that you could help, you have to describe one person that is ideal for you. Who is it? I know this can break some people's brains when I ask this question. I know that anyone, quote unquote, could benefit from what you offer. I get it, but that's not the question. If you could pick one specific type of client and only one, and only work with that person, who would you choose? Now, when you think of this person, you want to go deep with this. You want to get detailed as to who this person is. So I want you to think about their mindset, their experience, their background, their demographics, or where are they from, what do they prefer, what do they like, what do they not like, what do they secretly covet, what do they outwardly want. You want to go deep into figuring out who this person is. This is also sometimes known as the avatar. Who is your ideal person? Again, not just any person, but the perfect person for you. You should know who this is, and because you know who it is, you'll be able to target your market towards this individual. To To give you an example of this, there was a guy, I don't remember who it was, but he went to a buyer meeting for some products that he was trying to get into a department store. I believe it was Target as a department store. I believe he was going to Target, and he had like 10 different products. He was trying to get each one of these products onto the shelves at Target. And by the way, a buyer is a person who works at a company like Target or Walmart, or what's another company? Let's just say Target or Walmart. And the buyer's job is representing the company, is to decide what products do we want to put on our shelves to sell to our customers. So they're called a buyer, even though their job is kind of like the in-between for the salesperson. So that's what a buyer does. So this guy was at a buyer's meeting. He's an inventor. He has 10 different products that he wants on the shelves at Target. So he's at the meeting with Target. He's showing them product after product after product. And he's talking about it and saying why this product is so great. And the people at Target, the buyers, they keep saying, well, I'm not sure Katie is going to like that product. And they said that about a few of his products. I'm not sure Katie's going to like it. I don't think Katie likes that. And finally, the guy, before he shows another product, he says, well, who is this Katie? Why is Katie not in this meeting? I thought I was meeting with the people who could make the decisions about what you were going to put on your shelves. Why is Katie not in the meeting? And the buyers from Target, they kind of laughed and they said, oh, well, Katie is not an actual person. Katie is our target customer. And they explained who Katie was. Katie is a mid-30s house mom with 2 kids, and she's the one who makes all the purchasing decisions for home goods for her family. So she's our target customer. So anything that we put on our shelves, we're asking ourselves, would Katie want that product? That's what Target was doing. And Target, I think we can agree, is a pretty successful company. So you need to be thinking the same way about who your ideal customer is, who your ideal client is, and that's how you need to be selling. Now that you know who they are and you can target your marketing towards them, then you ask yourself, what outcome can you help this person achieve? What are you helping them do that they couldn't do without you? And the more clear you are with the outcome, the easier it will be for you to sell anything to this target person. So for example, think of a chiropractor. What does a chiropractor do? If you ask a chiropractor what do they do, or you ask someone else what a chiropractor does, they help people with back issues, right? Because the answer is so clear, it's very easy to communicate it. And this is what I want you to get. A chiropractor's outcome is pretty clear. If you have a back issue, you come see me, period. That's a chiropractor's answer to what they do. The more complex your outcome, what you help people do, the harder it will be to sell. It doesn't mean you can't sell it, it just becomes harder to sell because, first of all, you're cutting off, the more complex your answer, the higher up the intelligence chain you have to go to get someone to understand it. All right, the simpler your idea, the more people you can reach. You can reach the masses with simple ideas. If your idea is complex, then you can't reach the masses because the masses of people can't think on that level of complexity. So that's why you want to keep it simple so that anyone can understand it. Not that you want to sell to anyone, but you want anyone to understand it. And then the more complex your explanation of what you do, the harder it is for someone to wrap their mind around why they need to do it because they don't quite get it. So not only are you cutting people off, but also you're hampering yourself because it will take you longer to explain it. It'd be harder for someone to get it, harder for them to tell somebody else what they're doing and why it makes sense. And everything becomes more difficult when your outcome is more complex. So you want to keep it really simple as to what you help people do, while at the same time being unique. And this is not always so easy to do, but this is why they pay you the big bucks as an entrepreneur, because you have to figure this out. Point number 2, today's topic once again is how to clarify your business model. Number 2, what is the path through which you take people? So someone comes into your world, where do you take them? What are you going to help them do? How is this going to work? What's going to happen if I decide to move forward with you? That's what your prospects are thinking. If I move forward with you, what's going to happen? Now I have a training in Work on Your Game University on this concept of the value ladder. And it explains how this works and how to create your own value ladder. If you're not familiar with the concept of a value ladder, it's simply how do you move people up from one level to the next. So for example, Amazon's value ladder is pretty simple. They start you with just buying products on their site where they take a cut of the transaction, and the next level of their value ladder is getting you on Amazon Prime, where you pay $100-some a year. You get free 2-day shipping on anything that's marked with Amazon Prime. You get access to Amazon, Amazon TV or Amazon Prime Video, whatever it's called, Amazon Music, and probably a few other things that I'm not even aware that you get with Amazon Prime. But the whole thing is, that's their whole value ladder, is you come in at the basic level where you just have an account, and then you get Amazon Prime. That's it. Now, eventually they're probably going to expand that value ladder, but that's where they're at right now. And I have a training on this concept of the value adder. So if you haven't seen that training, join Work on Your Game University. Go to the exclusive trainings tab in the membership area, and you'll see this training on the value adder. So when you are thinking about the path you take people through, you have choices about how you want to help people. Now, if you're an ambitious type, you can be a one-stop shop for people, where basically you're the place where they start and the place where they end. So you think of a K through 12 school. They're giving you everything you need from the time you're 5 years old to the time that you're 18, as long as you stay in that school. They're a one-stop shop for everything you need. Or on the other hand, you can niche down and you can help with a specific aspect of someone's journey. So it doesn't have to be everything that they need for their entire business. It can be a piece of what they need for their business, but they do need that piece. As long as it's an essential piece, you can become valuable. So some programs, for example, I've seen help people create their first product and make their first $1,000 a month. All right, now, is that going to help you retire? Probably not, but it's a start. So when you get done with that, the first $1,000 a month, now you might move into someone else's product or a different product in that space, where now it can help you with the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that you want to do. Excuse me. So it's not always that you have to help people with everything they need. Maybe you can just give them a piece of what they need, and that's enough for them. For example, any of you who drives a vehicle, there are places that focus on tires. That's their whole thing. They just have tires. All right, you need replacement tires. You need a used tire. You just need to get your tires fixed or something. There's a tread wearing down. You just want to replace tires. There are places whose whole business is selling tires for vehicles to people who have vehicles. Now, if you just had 4 tires, is that going to help you drive a car? Probably not. Now, you actually need the vehicle itself. There are places that focus on car batteries. There are places who focus on car engines. There are places who focus on car doors or tinting the windows of cars. No places that are tint shops. You want to get the windows of your car tinted? You go there for that. Now, if you just had the tint but no car, does it help? No. But it's a piece of what you need. So sometimes you are just filling in one step on a value adder. It doesn't have to be the entire value adder. So you have choices about how you're going to help people. If you're ambitious, again, you can be the K through 12, or you can niche down. And some programs, again, just get to a specific part. So instead of a K through 12 school, think of something like a preschool. A preschool only deals with kids from ages 3 to age 5 till they go to kindergarten, and that's all they focus on. So they're not trying to be everything. They're just going to do this one little piece. You have to decide for yourself, what part of the ladder are you going to fill in for the people that you serve. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is clarifying your business model. Number 3, how does anything new fit into your current system, if you come up with anything new? Now, I'm not saying that you necessarily have to come up with anything new. This is one of the biggest challenges for entrepreneurs, many of whom are natural more creators than they are entrepreneurs. A creator is someone who comes up with a new product or a course or a service or whatever thing you want to help people with. Entrepreneur is someone whose mindset is more on, how do I market, sell, and promote and turn this into money? Those are two different frames of mind. And if you are a natural creator, you need to either A, develop this entrepreneurial mindset. This is something that I need to make myself do, because I am a creator by nature. I'm a creator, but I made myself into more of an entrepreneur. Or you can partner with someone who is entrepreneurial minded and let them work on selling yourself, so you can focus on just doing what you do best, which is being the creator individual. There's nothing wrong with being a creator, but you need to recognize which one you are, so that you're not hampering and slowing down your own business progress by not focusing on the business part of it, which is the entrepreneurial side. So this question, point number 3, how does anything new fit into the current system? This is something that many creatives don't ask themselves. So every time I talk to a creative, they tell me about 3 new ideas that they came up with for things that they want to create, but they don't have any ideas on how they actually are going to sell it and turn it into money, which means they're not focusing on their business, they're just focusing on the creative side. This is a mistake. Understand that every time you get a new idea, that should not lead to you recreating your entire business model because of it. If that's happening, then we have a strategic and systematic issue that needs to be fixed, which is rooted in the mindset of the person in charge, which is you. And notice that mindset, strategy, systems. Once you have a business model in place, any addition to your business model should be symbiotic with the business. In other words, it fits into and supports the current situation. It does not replace or change the situation. It fits into the situation. One of the most common challenges I see with entrepreneurs who have 5 or fewer years of experience is that they have many ideas that are not connected to each other, disparate ideas, that are not symbiotic. In other words, one idea does not fit with the other. And each idea requires multiple business models as if they were all, if they were all acted and executed on. You would need a new business model for every new idea you come up with. Problem is, it's very hard for one person to execute multiple business models at the same time. Even though in theory it sounds fun and easy, it's not. That's why you need to get really clear regarding what your business is really about and the core values of your business, so that anything that is new fits into what you already have in place. If it doesn't fit into what you have in place, then it should be a no for you to even move forward with it, or to obtain it, or acquire it, or allow it to exist in your space. You need anything new to fit into the model that you already have, not something that just randomly exists. It's just floating out there in your orbit, but you're not really in control of how it's working, where it's going, or what it's going to do for other people. Because when people are confused about what your stuff does for them, they usually end up doing nothing. So you want to create symbiotic opportunities, symbiotic flows for things. So when I added new courses there's new courses that I added just not too long ago. I added the Business Builder course, the Your Body, Your Health course, which is for your body and your health. For anyone who wants to make sure their nutrition is right, you're taking care of your body, working out the right way, I have a course for that. Business Builder course, which is, the title is self-explanatory, things you need in place, foundational pieces to build your business, from the mindset to the strategies and the tactics. And then I added the Next Mission course, which is all about how do you transition and move on from one industry to the next, one career to the next. When I added those 3 new courses, I didn't go and create a whole new entity or a whole new workflow for each one of those courses. What I did was I simply incorporated those courses into the offering that we already had at Work on Your Game University. So when you come into the university, now you get access to those courses in addition to all the courses that were already there. And if you were a member of the university before I added those courses, I added those courses in for no additional charge. So now, because you're a member of the university, now you have 3 new courses that weren't there before that you get. Anytime I add an exclusive training to the university, I just add it to the exclusive trainings tab. You don't have to pay extra for it. If you're already a member, you have access to it because it's already there. So this is how you create your business model, so that anything new you do becomes symbiotic and it fits into what you're already doing, not that you have to reinvent the wheel every single time you get a new idea. And creatives, you need to be very careful of this. This is the biggest mistake that creatives make, is that they're always reinventing the wheel every time they get a different idea, because they don't have a structure that allows things to be absorbed into the current model. Recapping today's class, which is how to clarify your business model. Business model is about it's a general framework of how you serve people and what actually drives your business. Point number 1, who do you help and how do you help them? So asking yourself who your target ideal client is, even though there may be a bunch of people that you could help, what you need to figure out is who's the one type of person. If you could only work with one type of client, one individual forever, who would that be? Think of your past clients or your current clients. Who would be the ideal person for you to work with? If you only had to work with people like them for the rest of your career, who would it be? Figure out that and just focus on that. So look at something like a chiropractor, and also the other side of it, my brand, the chiropractor, is make clear what outcome you help people get. The clearer your outcome, the more easily you can explain it to other people, the more easily they will understand it, and the more likely you can convert them and actually get the outcome that you want. Point number 2, what's the path that you take people through? I did a training in the university on the value ladder. So if you haven't seen that training, it's because you're not a member of the university. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Get the training on the value ladder. It's in the exclusive trainings section. And you have choices about how you want to help people. Do you want to be a one-stop shop, or do you want to niche down and focus on a specific area, specific outcome in the process for them? And number 3, how does anything new fit into your current system? You should not be recreating your business model every time you get a new idea, because that would be way too much work, and it would lead to you basically using a whole lot of energy for not nearly as much result. So once you have a business model, any additions should be symbiotic. In other words, it fits into and supports the current situation that you have going. It does not replace it. One of the most common challenges I see with entrepreneurs, especially those who are naturally creators, is that they're always coming up with new stuff, but they don't have there's no through line that holds it all together. And that causes a lot of wasted resources. All that said, text me, tell me the best insight you got from this class. My number is 305-384-6894. And go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, where you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. All 37 courses we have in the university, 3,000 plus trainings. Get coaching from me and get the physical manuals I send out every single month. Those are all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.